Sports 56 and 87.7 FM welcome you to the Blue and Gray Show. The Blue and Gray Show is brought to you by Tiger Paws Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning. Here's your host, John Stacy.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Blue and Gray Show right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM. Did I say that right this time?
Yes, you did. Good job.
Yeah. As you can
Finishing
see,
the year strong.
it is a different, if you're watching us online, which you can do, it's a different setup. I don't have my expensive headphones that I bought for the show anymore, which really depresses me. But we're in a different setup, as you can see. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to do things a little different, and we're going to do 2 hours commercial free. You will hear no commercials. Drew's job got a lot easier today. He doesn't have to do anything but make sure I do the ID on time. So once we do that, we're in high cotton. As you can see on camera, joining me in studio, the man, the myth, the legend, Joey Magnifico. Joey, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
See, now does it feel any different being done?
I don't think it's hit me yet.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit more time for this to settle in.
Okay. Well, we'll keep everybody up to date on what you're doing, what you're about to embark on, and stuff like that, and we'll talk. Your class set some numbers up that's going to be hard to follow. You are aware of that, right?
Yes, sir.
It will. They can play more games than you.
Mm-hmm.
That is sure. They played 54 games. So, but for them to play more games than you, they're going to have to play the championship game 4 straight years. And with that, they're going to have to, they can play 56.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, isn't that a good number? Oh, okay. To get that remedied. Okay, good. We had some technical issues there. As a matter of fact, I've noticed a difference in there, didn't you?
A lot.
Yeah. All right. So we're good. But the Cotton Bowl, was that not an experience?
Oh yeah. So I got down there Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to experience a little bit of the hotel, like live.
Yeah, that was an experience on itself.
It was incredible. That hotel was amazing. I haven't seen anything like it. But I know the guys went down there, had a good time.
All right.
Spent a good 5 days down there. Had a lot of stuff they did with the whole team with Penn State. So I know they had a good time down there.
Okay, did you take the obligatory picture of you with your little tile?
I did. I had to. Everybody else did. So
You had to do
might
it.
as well join them.
By the time I got there, those things had been walked over and looked kind of rough. I went by there on Friday night, and it was, some of them were beat up pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, so when you see something like that, what do you think?
It's just a dream come true, really. I know all the guys felt the same way.
Right.
They're going to the hotel, and then they see their name on a tile, so it's just...
It is something to behold. By the way, if you want to leave us a message, you can go follow us on go to the Facebook or the Twitter, something like that. I'm gonna have Drew take care of that. And you want to leave us a message? Look at all the messages up there already.
Oh yeah.
You got your fan club going.
How y'all doing?
But we'll if you got a message you want a question, go ahead and put it up there, and we'll try and get to it. We got a lot going on tonight. First, I need to take care of some housekeeping real quick. I want to thank Jerry Jeffries and Tiger Paws Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning for giving us the opportunity to do a 2-hour commercial-free show. This show was not a part of our original package for the season. We weren't going to do it. And Jerry has graciously stepped up, and this show is compliments of her, and we're going to do it without commercials. So we got a lot of Tigers to talk. And then I want to make sure we do thank our other sponsors this year, because without them, we're not here, period. Wolf Chase Honda, Bartlett Home Furnishings, Tiger Bookstore, DTC Investments, Ty Smokehouse Barbecue, Smith Doyle Contractors. All these folks are the reasons we're here. This doesn't just go off free and clear. You got to kind of pay the bills. And those folks and Jerry Jeffries over at Tiger Paws is the reason we do it. Now, here's something, and I want to bring this up because I don't want to forget it. For the final home game, the AAC championship game, we've done this veterans program. Last spring, Joey came, was it me, you, Keith Brigham, Brady McBride, Hunter Hill. Who am I forgetting?
Like there's one more.
There was one more, and I can't remember who it is. But when they came, they went down. A lot of these patients that we send to the football games, they went down and met a lot of these folks. And this year we did the same program again. We sent over 800 during the course of the season.
That's incredible.
And you saw the effect it had on them. What do you remember about that day?
Just the smiles on their face. It was just something new that came in and just knew that we supported them and for what they did. And you could just tell right away, right as we walked in the room, how happy they were.
Yeah, they're good. They're good men and women who are fighting some demons. You and I, and it's an honor to be able to help them out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk more about that later. But we had 210 in the stands. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I will get the first. I'll touch on this briefly. We sent 210. And there were a lot of generous people that done it. That give us tickets. Chuck House, Believe Gymnastics, Ty Smokehouse Barbecue. But Derek Jett stepped up with 100 tickets. 100 tickets he bought for them. And then Karen Sheeler, who's had a rough season with us, and then an active duty Marine, Stone Edwards, bought tickets for just about every game, didn't he, Drew? I think so.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. Stone stepped up, active duty Marine stationed in Washington, D.C. So it was nice that, all these folks, you'll find out how kind Memphis people are when it comes to that right there. And I want to thank them enough. I can't thank them enough. All right, let's talk about this senior class of yours. You got to roll this up, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all realize how historic you were closing in on some things?
Did
you know?
Not really. We really never talked about it.
Okay. All right. You're the first class to play 54 games in 4 seasons. All right. You were the first class to win 38 games. That's a lot of football games. Now, let me put this in context for you. From 2009 to 2013, you were what? 11 years old. You were going to Tiger games, watching Tiger games on TV.
Absolutely.
Do you remember any games we won from 2009 to 2013?
Not many.
12. How many did we win this year, Joey? We won the same amount of games this season as we did in 5 combined seasons.
Wow.
That's special.
Oh, yeah.
That is special. All right, you finished first with the most points scored in school history with 2,264. One of my favorites, you eclipsed the class of 18, all right, by 0.4 of a percentage point in scoring. You outscored them 41.93 points a game to their 41.89. So you can call all those guys like Manuel Cooper and those guys that finished last year and talk smack because you beat them. All right? You had 23 of your 38 wins were by 3 scores or more. That is an insane number. 10,842 yards rushing. That's most.
Oh, yeah.
5.6 yards a carry. That's the most. 126 rushing touchdowns. That tied you with the guys from 18. But you got them on passing TDs. And offensive TDs total 260. That's insane.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
That's a lot of touchdowns. Second most yards per play by a class, 0.2 over class of 18. Third most third down. Second highest third down conversion rate. The 18 class got you there by less than a percentage point. So they converted more third downs than you. Now you, you did some things that are special. Now, when did you start knowing you were approaching Allen's records?
I think when it got close to this year, in the off season, just him being around, and then when I finally met you and you were talking about it, I really just started looking at it, and I was like, all right, I'm close. And then me and Allen just had a joke all year about it, just kept talking about it.
Yeah.
And so that's when I knew I was on the verge of breaking some records.
Well, you set the record for yardage by a tight end. Okay. Now, he knew some of these because I kind of tested him before we came on the air. Joey's first reception was against Southeast Missouri for 11 yards on a 3rd and 1 from the Tigers 47 to the SEMO 42 for a first down. Your first touchdown, what do you remember about that first touchdown? It was against SMU. SMU seemed to come up a lot when your milestones came up.
Oh, yeah.
You ever notice that? You like playing against SMU,
always
didn't
had good games out there in
Dallas. Your first touchdown was in Dallas, put the Tigers up 14-0. And that was right after Arthur Millette caused a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
And Arthur, he's been busy this year, too. You've noticed what he's done up there with the Jets? He's really found a home up there.
Oh, yeah. He's playing good ball up there. He's always been good, though, so I always knew he was capable. He just had to find the right fit.
Right. So I was hoping he'd stick with his hometown team, the Saints. Of course, they'll be crying all week, won't they? Speaking of crying in your beer, Saints fans are going to have a rough week. Here's a stat that I thought was just pretty cool. 72% of every pass you caught was for either a first down or a touchdown. That is mind-blowing. Did you quite realize that that's how effective you were?
I didn't until I just read this.
And you played in 53 or your 54 games as a Tiger. It just had to finish that way, didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't finish the way I wanted to, but...
Now, how's your knee doing? Let's look, because I know a lot of people are wondering about that.
It's doing a lot better. I just had to get a little clean out, but I'm making a lot of stride.
Okay. And you're going to be going to train starting...
I leave next Monday on the 13th. So.
Okay. Now, how's Mom going to deal with you leaving town for a good long while?
She's going to try to stay for a while.
She's not too happy about that?
Not yet. No, she's gonna have a little hard time, but so am I.
Yeah, well, you know, I understand that. I left home at 17. I went to boot camp 3 days after high school, but trust me, I know this feeling. Now, what is it that what's your first memory of Tiger football? Let's go there first.
My first memory is the first game I remember versus Southeast Missouri and just standing there.
No, as a kid.
Oh, as a kid.
Yeah.
First memory was watching D'Angelo play.
Okay.
And but I mean, I always watched the games. I have watched back in the day when they had the good receiving core with Duke Calhoun and Carlos Singleton.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them days. Danny Prime. I guess that's probably around the same time. But that's probably my first memories is Memphis.
Yeah. Now, were you like a big Tiger fan? Got all the gear and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. I definitely wore all the blue. I always wore blue. Yeah.
Now, when you signed, you got a preferred walk-on.
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot here.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the most prolific we've had over the last few years, you, Allen, Anthony, walk-ons.
Yeah, yeah.
And is there just a different attitude?
I think so. We had plenty of walk-ons that are from Memphis too. So I think just coming here and just knowing, like, I always knew I had the talent to do it. Just have an extra chip on your shoulder, I guess.
Did you have offers from other places?
I did, a little smaller schools. I had one from Cincinnati, but then
Cincinnati.
Yeah, my grades weren't too hot coming out of high school, so I had to make a certain GPA.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of
let that be a lesson to all the young'uns listening.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, sorry, doing a little work here while I'm doing
good.
it. So when they said they'd take you as a preferred walk-on, what was the first thing you did?
I said yeah.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
Other than the first thing you said, what's the first thing you did? Did you go out and start working?
Oh yeah. I definitely just try to protect my craft because I was coming in as a linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
but Coach Dickey had just said he's got a room for tight end. So I played receiver in high school, so it was a little transition, just a blocking game and getting
Okay.
down. But so I just worked on that, and I came in with Allen, and he showed me the rest.
Boy, that probably helped a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Coming in a new position and then having Allen to guide you,
Mm-hmm.
it really helped out.
Alan Cross, I think, is probably one of the most. Now, I'm not going to call him underappreciated
Mhm.
because he's not. A lot of people
Oh yeah.
think the world of Alan, me being one of them.
Mhm.
But how helpful was he in that first year with molding you?
Just learning the playbook. That was probably the biggest part he helped me with because it was just expanded so much from high school.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Daniel did a great job of just taking me under their wings and showing me how to do stuff. Especially Allen because he came on as a walk on as well. So.
Yeah. Did you ever talk about that? About
Oh yeah.
well, what's expected different from a walk on? Well, what's the one thing he emphasized to you
Uh,
that you weren't expecting to hear?
just work. Mainly just show up on time, do your work, stay quiet, and keep grinding.
Alan, stay quiet.
Oh, he never stayed quiet.
How the hell? Wait a minute here. Alan Cross saying stay quiet.
Yeah.
He was telling you to be quiet. He wasn't saying he was going to be quiet.
No, he wasn't gonna be quiet.
I know him better than that. Oh man. Well, as you, it's that first time you ran out of the tunnel. Take me through that.
Uh, it's just finally being in the Tiger Head and coming out of it and just seeing the fans and the crowd is really no feeling like it.
You know what was in the first game was? We know this already though, but
Southeast Missouri.
Southeast Missouri. Now, when you went on the road for the first time, what was that like?
Trying to think of my first road game.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that later. Now, we were talking about your different touchdowns through the years. You've had some pretty incredible ones. The one we remember, well, you had actually, what we'd say, 12 of them? Yeah, 12 of them. The one at SMU in 2018, that was just an insane catch. Can you take me through that? Because I was on the sideline for it, and that thing was nuts.
Yeah, so it was we're in a 3x1, and I had a seam.
Hey, what is that?
A trips formation.
Okay.
And I had a seam down the middle of the field, and I guess Brady got a little bobbled up back there and started scrambling. And so we worked the scramble drill all the time, and I think it was Tony that went up to midfield, so I just followed the back line, and he threw it up and gave me a chance. And
did you realize you'd get up that high?
I knew I had a little something in
you
it.
had that Dwight Clark catch vibe to it. Now those gloves help, do they not?
Oh yeah, they help.
That's like stick 'em in a modern era.
Oh yeah.
Man, oh man. All right. So that was one of your favorite ones. What do you remember about the first one against SMU?
I remember the play. It was Gold Pacer. It was Gold Pacer.
You got to be careful about that because one of the things is when you say something like that, and you and I might know what you mean. You might know what you mean, but we got to explain what folks are listening that because you say something like, "What'd you just say?"
So Pacer back. So I'm aligned in the backfield.
Okay.
And I go across the line and slip out to the flat.
Okay.
And so I remember Riley had tripped getting the ball from the center, and he was falling, and then I was out in the flat, and he dumped it off to me.
Okay, so he had trips to the 3 receivers to the other side.
That was the SMU game.
That was the SMU game. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go through some of these too, and now we're gonna expose as much of this offense as we can, because we don't have to keep those secrets anymore. What do you think about Coach Silverfield?
I love him. I think he's gonna do a great job here.
Why?
Just the respect the players have for him, and just he got put into a role. Had to go play Penn State for the first time.
Right.
The head coach, and I think he did a great job. But no, the way he holds himself he has like the same kind of traits as Coach Norvell did, with just like family, sacrifice, respect, all that stuff. So I think he's gonna hold up a good one here.
What is there any differences to the offense you think we'll see?
Yeah. I feel like you probably see a little adjustments in the run game, just a
Okay.
little differently. I'm not too sure what he has planned, but I feel like there'd be a couple of differences.
Okay. Well, the running, we're a run first offense. That's one of the things that we've been that way for decade.
Yeah.
People think that this is a passing offense when it's really not.
hmm
What's the biggest difference you saw between Kenneth Gainwell and Daryl Henderson?
Mm.
You knew it was going to be some tough ones tonight.
They're both amazing athletes. Daryl Hen.
Who's got a quicker first step? Boy, that's
Yeah, look,
that's hard to determine, isn't it?
yeah, but the only difference I really see is once Daryl hits open field, is
It's a different speed.
he's so fast.
Now,
Yeah.
would you say Kenny's better in traffic?
Oh yeah, Kenny's definitely got some really good moves with the spin move. He
Okay.
likes to do a little hezzy move too. He's definitely great in traffic and bouncing off tackles too, just like Daryl was. So.
Okay. Well, there's a size difference between them. I mean, Kenny's a lot bigger, isn't he? Now, is it Kenneth or Kenny? That's another question that we have to know.
I think his real name's Kenneth. But we
Right,
call
yeah.
him Kenny.
Yeah, everybody calls
Call
him Kenny.
G. Mhm.
Okay. He's got, between you and him, we had the all name team. You know? Okay. Speaking of which, let me change. How many times did your people just screw up your name?
1,000 million.
So so do you get tired of the puns and the other stuff that folks seem to come up with? Do you ever read something and go, oh no, not again?
No, I usually like them. I like to read stuff
Really?
like that. Oh yeah.
So is there a favorite headline you had? Do you remember seeing?
Um.
And then we're going to move on to what I think everybody in this world is wondering if we're going to talk about.
Magnifico Magician or something like that.
Oh, really? Where was that at?
On the poster on game day.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
All right. So anybody out there listening, if you know who made that poster, let's see if we can find that. I hear you made a new fan friend, a little young lady that seemed.
yeah.
She was really. I actually know her grandfather,
Okay. Yes, sir.
Coach Israel.
Okay.
I've known him since I was 10 years old.
Mhm.
Tell you how old I am. But all right, everybody wants to know. You know, you haven't talked about this in public before, have you?
Mm.
Okay. Temple.
Uh.
Let me take you through what I saw from the stands.
Okay.
All right? I saw you catch it. I saw the video replay show it 18,000 times, which you were looking at the same video I was,
Mhm.
saying you caught it. The 13-year-old Temple fan behind me saying it's taking too long, he caught it. The 13-year-old Temple fan.
Mm.
You knew you caught it.
Oh yeah.
Take us through the catch. Because I'm calling it the catch no matter what the stupid AAC did.
I just seen Brady lob it up. I knew it was fourth down, so I had to go make a play. And I dove, and I got my hands under it. And when I hit the ground, my body had rolled.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I rolled, it just hit my chest and bounced off my chest. Which I could see where they might see it, but it was really nowhere near the ground. So.
Now, you knew you caught it immediately.
Oh yeah, that's why I got up and celebrated because I knew it should have been a first down.
Okay. Now, when y'all were huddled up waiting on this replay, what were y'all talking about?
Everybody was like, "It was a catch."
You were planning on the next play.
Yeah, so we're just sitting there thinking about what we're going to call next, and then the coaches, they usually get the call down on the field first before all the fans find out.
Okay, how many of those words could they repeat that you can repeat on the radio?
0.
Why did I know that answer was coming? So afterwards, did you do media after that game?
I just talked to one person.
Have you read all the stuff that was written about that?
I read a lot of stuff.
Did you know Golf Digest did a story on it?
Oh, no.
Yeah. You know what they called it? The
Mm.
greatest screw job in the history of sports. I'm not kidding. Golf Digest. So you made Golf Digest.
Okay.
Never thought that would happen, did you?
No.
And the funny the things. Now, how do you come back from that?
I really just my mentality is just one play focus. That's in the game.
Mhm.
After games, it's just attack one thing at a time. So once it happened, I mean, we knew it wasn't too big of a setback. We just had to keep winning, and we still controlled our own destiny. And so we just went back to work on Sunday.
Now, with that said, did that having to control your own destiny last year help with this year's team?
Oh yeah, I remember 2018.
Right.
Just sitting there, just so much stuff had to happen for us to make it to the championship. And so after we lost that one to Temple this year, we just said, look, no more losing. We just got to keep going so we control our stuff. And
Right. What's your favorite thing? What was the moment that you knew you had the championship game won? Now, you were struggling with it. Your knee was starting to bother you when?
I heard it before the half at SMU.
Okay.
So 7th, 8th game of the season.
Wow. Okay. And when you struggled, because I could notice the difference, and you knew the difference. When how did you have to adjust your game at that point?
At that point, like you can see in the stats, second half of the season, I really didn't get many catches just because
you couldn't run away from the defenders.
I couldn't even stride out, so just had to adjust my blocking and just had to use me in the run game.
Right. No, I know that I had, but I knew you weren't going to come off that field unless you absolutely had to.
That's why I probably shouldn't have played the last 2 games.
Yeah, somebody's already told me that too.
Yeah.
So, now you're getting ready for the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard any feedback on the NFL?
Yeah, I've heard from 5th to 7th to undrafted, so we're really just gonna see what happens. Whatever is in God's plan. So.
Yeah. Well, what's your you're going? You said you're going to Nashville to work out, and then when's pro day?
I want to say it's early April.
Okay. Now, have you is your folks working to get you at the combine?
Yeah. So I think those come out in like 2 weeks or a week and a half.
Okay.
So we'll see then.
And I guess you probably got when the knee got injured, the Senior Bowl and stuff like that kind of went away.
Yeah, I wouldn't really focus on that just because I wasn't able to play in it.
Right?
So.
Had they brought it up to you prior to that?
I had some agents talk to me about it, but yeah, it just wasn't in the books.
Yeah. Now, Bryce, who else? Who's playing in the Senior Bowl?
AG.
AG's playing.
He's playing in the Reese's one. Bryce, Dustin are playing in the NFLPA, and then Patrick is playing in the East West.
Okay. Now, you're basically a tight end as a 5th offensive lineman, and y'all have had some pretty good offensive linemen come through. One is a regular on this show, Drew, Gabe. I said Drew. He's gonna kill me for that, isn't he, Drew? But by the way, if you got any questions over there, you're awful quiet for us doing a 2-hour commercial-free show.
I'm good right now. I'll jump in when I need to.
Okay, just making sure. Positive. We've already had one phone call missed today. I'm not a happy man. So, the next one coming here at the bottom of the hour.
We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll
I
move
mean,
on.
if you
without
need me
it.
to jump in, I can jump in.
Well,
I do
no,
do this for a living, so
No, I know
how to do
that.
it.
I know that.
I was just enjoying the conversation like everybody.
Well, when let's talk a little bit about the defense, because one of the things I think gets lost in this is one of the guys that I loved watching this year was Sanchez Blake.
Oh yeah.
Where did that come from?
We all seen it in practice. We all knew he had it. They just had to get him in the right spots, and he made the plays. Even with the cast on, he made the plays.
He led the team in tackles and missed 4 games.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did y'all knew that? First time with my new voice. Did you guys? When did you know that was coming?
Really after the first couple games, just how he played. I mean, we all see it in practice every day, and And just once they knew he got out in the field and started making plays, we knew it right then.
Who'd you hate going against in practice?
This year, just all four.
All 4 years. Just give them to me all. Because you probably play Jannard Avery.
Yeah, so my red shirt year I had like Leonard Pegues.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, and then I jumped to Jannard, Kurt, Sharif, and now I got JJ and
JJ, that's another one that,
Yeah.
that came around this year that
Mhm.
really had to step up. You.
Oh yeah, so just going against them guys really made me a lot better blocker. So
But, was there anything that who was the guy that surprised you on the team this year that came out and had a year that you were going, wow, I didn't see that coming?
I don't think anybody surprised me. I think the biggest breakout was AG, just because I mean look what he did on the field.
Yeah.
Set plenty of records for just doing it really 1 year. But I mean, we all knew AG had it in him too. He just had to get the opportunity to touch
Right.
the ball.
Right. Now, AG, for those that don't realize, is Antonio Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
The night he had against SMU,
Historic.
it was insane. Now, he broke Ryan Ross Kelly's all-purpose record that night. But Ryan did a lot of that, his numbers and returns.
Mm-hmm.
And he had very little rushing yards in that game. But if you look at those numbers,
Oh, dude. Ridiculous.
and it just amazes me that when did y'all know it was going to be a special night?
Trying to think back.
Because, well, I tell you what, before we tell that story, let's tell this one. SMU. You walk out, you go down to that Tiger Head tunnel. Now, walkthrough was busy. I remember talking to you before that. So you were kind of taken aback by the amount of people. I could see the look on your face like, oh, where'd all these people come from?
Oh yeah, plenty. A lot of people came out.
And then when you walked out of that tunnel, take us through that.
So pregame, people are just filling in the stands. So I mean, it was like halfway during pregame, and we went back, and I remember, I'll probably remember this for the rest of my life, just standing there right by the right when the garage opens, walking out and just seeing the whole entire stands full. It was really, it was like a dream come true. Like I said, I couldn't even put anything else to say, just because just seeing that and about to go play in front of that, that's how I pretty much knew it was gonna be a special night.
But now, Katina said there, SMU was the most amazing night for any longtime Tiger fan.
Mm-hmm.
That is not, I'll never forget it. I stood there shaking my head most of the night. and my son was with me, which made it even more special.
Okay.
So, you guys walk out there. What do you say to each other?
I don't know if I can say that on air either.
Can you give me the G-rated version?
So you go pray. Everybody's gonna go pray on the end, and you come in, and by that point, my mind's gone. Like I'm in a different area.
Yeah.
So I'm mainly just yelling, just trying to get everybody fired up. And then once kickoff, I think it was Nemo that started the game off by
Oh, that was. Ooh.
knocking somebody out. So once he did that, I pretty much knew it was over with.
Really?
Yeah, you can just feel it, the momentum.
All right. So, it's one of those things where you guys never had any doubt, did you?
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
No, that's one thing about this team too. We prepared so well throughout the week that when game time came, we all knew it was time to put out and put on the show.
Now, in the pregame work for Cincinnati, because everybody and their brother. Well, let's take it through three things. Three times in this year, somebody came in the Liberty Bowl with these high dream season things working.
Oh yeah.
The first one was Tulane. When y'all whipped them like they stole something.
Mm-hmm.
What about Tulane? You knew you had that when you walked out of the tunnel, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Just
What did you see on film that made you go, "We got this"?
I mean, at the end of the day, we knew we had a disadvantage with them. And,
What are those advantages?
our run game really,
Okay.
and then we spread it out. But at the end of the day, we just knew who they're highly ranked, just like SMU. But at the end of the day, we played them every year.
I say that. That was the next one. You preempted my next question, but that's okay.
I mean, we knew we had an advantage in a lot of aspects of that game, and we took advantage of everyone and went out there and killed them.
And then SMU came to town,
Mm-hmm.
ranked. We were actually favored in that game. I don't know if you ever keep up with that stuff. You guys have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That puts a smile on my face. You guys walk out of that. SMU comes to town, ranked 24th in the nation. Or no, they were ranked, 18th at the time? Weren't we 24th and they 18th? Drew, you know this stuff better than I do.
For SMU?
Yeah.
No, we
Weren't they-
ranked higher.
For SMU, I thought they were ranked
let me
higher
look.
because they were undefeated.
Give me a second. Let me look at it real quick.
Because they were unbeaten coming in.
Yeah.
SMU was 15. We were 17.
Okay. So they're ranked higher. Y'all, what did you see on film that
Or
made
we
you
were
go?
ranked 24th at the time. SMU
Okay.
was 15th.
Okay. So what went on film made you go, we got this? Because I know you watch film religiously.
Yeah. So we knew that in the game, coming into the game, they had a good offense. Which they had one of the top offenses in the nation. But at the end of the day, they had players that we went against the past 3 years on the defense still.
Mm-hmm.
And we put up probably, if I had to guess, I averaged like
No,
50 points.
points
against
on.
SMU.
Yeah, there was never been a close game against SMU. Well, 2018.
Yeah. Other
We,
than that,
we didn't
but-
just play well down there.
Yeah. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, we knew we were playing SMU still. They came in and it was over when they walked in, though.
All right. Let me digress back to Tulane. Was there a revenge factor going into that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Explain that.
I mean, just the year before, we had them beat, and then just some different things happened in the game where it cost us the game, and that's the game we probably shouldn't have lost. But when they came back in, we just had shown.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, that's the only time we've lost to Tulane since, 99.
That's what I saw, yeah.
I don't think you were born the last time we lost to Tulane prior to... Well, no, we lost to them in 99.
Uh-huh.
You
I
were
was
still
two,
in
yeah.
training pants. God. Folks, he was born in 97. Yeah. You want to talk about making you feel old here. When the guy sits down across from me to get ready for the show and Drew says he makes him feel old, I know I'm in trouble.
Well, he's the first guest that we've had that's younger than me, I believe.
Yeah? Well, what about Gabe?
Me and Gabe are same age. We went to college together, same year,
Okay,
same thing.
so-
Graduated high school same time.
So
I might be like a month or two older. I don't know when his birthday is, but basically the same age.
you're the new baby of the Blue and Gray show.
Oh, yeah.
So you get through SMU. Everybody, how hard? People talk about this. Was it hard to focus for the next game after SMU?
No. Just because, who was it? Houston?
Yeah.
I believe?
Yeah. And the last time we went down to Houston, it was a very entertaining night.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean.
Oh, we got to talk about that game too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game I got to talk about.
But I mean, after SMU, we had a bye week, I think, and then went to
Right.
Houston. So, I mean, we always knew they're gonna give us their best shot they got, and it was at their house, so we knew it was gonna be a tough game. So, we went next game.
Now, okay, let's digress here a little bit. Back to Houston, 2017. Remember that night?
Oh yeah.
What a night. Now, I'll tell you a funny story about that. One of the parents, I won't say who until we're done, you'll learn out there, was sitting down there with their spouse. The husband was sitting, and at halftime came up and we were talking, just whatever. And he stayed up with me at the start of the second half. And we scored those 2 touchdowns that got it back to 17-14. So he decided he was going to go back and sit back with his wife. Houston scored a touchdown again. She's sitting back up there with me. I'll tell you who that was. Needless to say, we won the game, didn't we? Did we? Something was working there, So yeah, that was. When did y'all? When you came out of the half for that 2017 game at Houston, do you remember what was said? And what, just kind of G-rate it for me, because I got a feeling a lot of it was not fit for broadcast. Would be my guess.
I have to think back.
We were down 17-0.
He probably just came in the locker room and told us, like I said, like he always preached basically the same thing. Just keep going one play at a time. We're never out of the game because how good our offense was.
Right.
And so we went back out there, and then Tony had the change the game kickoff return. So
Like Tony always did.
yeah, and so once he did that, I mean, he used to just spark us. Once we get a spark, it was our offense. It was over with.
Okay. So you guys fed off each other.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely feed off each other on the sidelines.
Now here's something you probably didn't know. Remember that kickoff return Antonio had against to start the game against Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time that happened since 1993.
Talking about Clay Brooks?
Yeah, Clay Brooks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Antonio. That was the first time we'd opened a game with a kickoff return since 1993. It's only the second time in school history it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You were on the field for that. Think about that for a minute.
That's another part where I knew right away we won the game after that happened.
Yeah, it's got to be special. How many times did you know when something never happened before in school history? Do y'all keep?
No, they don't really tell us that, or unless we hear it or see it on Twitter or something,
Right.
we won't know.
Right. But you knew the night you broke Allen's record.
Yeah, I knew that night.
Okay. Did they give you the ball at least?
Yeah, I got that at the banquet.
At least somebody remembered to hide the ball for you. All right. Boy, we're not doing so good with our phone calls tonight, by the way.
Oh, no.
There's 2 that we've missed. I don't know how that happens. I'm going to send some angry messages.
We'll keep rolling. We're good.
Oh, well, we're good, yeah. You know, I'm prepared for anything. But, and you know what? Knowing the one that missed the 5:15 spot, he's likely going to call at some point anyway. And I ain't telling you who that is still. I won't tell you until it's over. So after SMU, get ready for Cincinnati. What bothered y'all about Cincinnati, and what made y'all go, that's not a problem?
We knew they had a good defense. They had one of the best in our conference.
Why?
They got pretty good linebackers, and they got a good defensive tackle. And so we knew we had to prepare for them, but we knew where there's 2 tight ends, you can mismatch a lot of blocking schemes.
That's why you and Sean both but you and Cameron started that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
So the plan was to use 2 tight ends a large part of the time?
Yeah, when you get 2 tight ends on the field, I mean, it's hard for defenses to sub in and out different personnel packages.
Mm-hmm.
And with both of us, we both can go spread too. So we knew that was a big attack on that game. And then it really just came down to one-on-one blocks at that point.
Man, okay. All right. So after you beat them once, was there any concerns at all after beating them the second time?
Mm-mm. Yeah, we knew we had it. And they talked a lot of stuff on the field too. So
Oh, yeah, really? What was some of the stuff? G-rate it for me, though.
I don't even know if I could G-rate that.
That's pretty bad. That's some serious smack talk in there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the one guy that you played against that got under your skin? There had to be one guy that you were like,
My whole career?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you a good story. It was,
okay.
It was my redshirt year, my freshman year, when we went down to play Cincinnati. They had an outside linebacker.
Now, wait a minute. Was that 2016 or 2015?
16.
16, so that was your freshman year.
Yeah, my freshman year. Okay. And so they had an outside linebacker. His name was Mike Tyson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so just going into the game knowing that, and then throughout the game, he would give me a lot of compliments, and then he would tear me down like 3 plays later, start talking again. So I really had no idea what to think. I was a freshman at the time.
Right.
Just really got in my head, but I mean, other than that, nobody really. I can't really think about just one person just getting under my skin.
Huh. By the way, Drew, we don't have any video tonight. You know anything about that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, what's it on video on? What platforms? Because I just got one. I got a text message about that. So
we're still on Twitter, YouTube,
Twitter and YouTube,
Facebook, Periscope.
Okay. No, you didn't realize we were all over that place, did you?
I did not.
Yeah. Be happy about one thing. The cameras are moved.
All right, good.
The cameras are moved. So they're no longer a problem. And we're going to get our first phone call. You curious now who it is?
Oh yeah.
You know this one. This one you know. You ready? Huh? Oh, okay. You're going to text me on that? Or put a okay. Um, okay, let me look. Okay, well, we just got a lot of things going on. Oh, you know what? We'll take that one. I'll only take,
I know who this is.
you know who this is? All right, let's take former Tiger kicker, Mr. Don Glosson. Donnie, how are you, sir?
How are you doing, guys?
Good, man. I hadn't talked to you since the Lack Kicker Palooza.
I know. I figured you shunned all of us.
Well,
I was
with
talking to
that,
Joey Allison, and he said, "Hey, man, John hadn't called."
Joey did this show this year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. He did invite me. So.
We are no. Well, it was okay. I'm going to do Kicker Palooza in July or August of next year. That I promise you.
Well, I would appreciate that. Hey, look, quick story about Joey.
Okay.
Joey played football with my son Jack, GYAA. They're probably 6 years old, and my son was probably 50 pounds, soaking wet, playing center, and Joey was on a different team. But every time the kid got the ball, it was run left, run right, and he was gone. He was a terror back then. I'm extremely proud of the boy. Known his parents forever, and I know they're proud of him, love him to death. And Joey, just really looking forward to what you got in the future, buddy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Very much. By the way, next time you come to my house and you and Jack decide that you want to play soccer in the playroom, don't do that. I still have a plan for those plantation lines that you'll kill.
So you're telling me he's still a terror?
I tell you what, you knew that boy was going to be up to something. He was hell on wheels back then, and probably will continue to be that way.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, Don was one of the all-time great kickers at Memphis. Because some of these guys, Joey gets in here and tells us he wasn't born until 1997. And we're looking at him like, you weren't even alive for that Tennessee win. And we got feeling old at that point.
Yeah, my son was like 10 months old at the time of that game. So
wow.
Yeah, I definitely understand. But
Don,
hey, look, I'm not going to.
I got one quick question for you before we let you go.
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment about this year?
Gosh. I think it has to be the SMU game. It was just such a stage that we have never been on. Mm-hmm. And it was just, the excitement around the city was insane. Never seen that before since, right. I've been up here since 82. Nothing can compare to that. But just everything that was leading up to it, the crowd, the stadium, still get goosebumps when I see pictures of the stadium and all that blue.
Right.
And that, and obviously the Cotton Bowl, that was unfortunate result, but
icing on the cake.
That was icing on the cake.
Yeah, I sent a text to a good friend of mine when they opened the gates down at the Cotton Bowl. I just sent one simple text and didn't expect a response. I simply said, "We're at the Cotton Bowl," and that right there meant the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've sat through some tough times, and I know guys like Coach Dockery laid a lot of the groundwork for this, and I think Coach Dockery gets forgotten about a lot. And I'm just so happy that, and Coach Armstrong, who I know meant a lot to you.
Yes.
Coach A was smiling big time. And
yeah. That, and I was down there, and it was we do the former player walk on Friday night.
Right. Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah. We were talking
And
about
we were
that.
down there. Yeah, we were down there in the Cotton Bowl, and just to see some of those guys and talk to a lot of those guys, and some of the guys I've really never met, but some of the guys that I did play with in the past, and it was just it was just great. I mean,
Sorry, I missed you at the M Club meet.
special.
Sorry, I missed you at the M Club meet and greet afterwards.
I had to go catch up with the other 10 members of my family. So I really wanted to be there, but it was that. It really harkens back to that first bowl, the New Orleans Bowl.
Right.
It was still, you kind of had that same feeling.
See, you didn't get to go to Texas. You didn't get to go to Texas Live on Friday night because you had to go to Victory Walk. And
Oh no! I was there later.
but that when
I
they
got the credit card receipts to prove.
was that TV screen in that place not the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, my son wanted me to put one in my house.
That's bigger than your house.
I don't even think the pine trees out back are tall enough for me to rig something up.
That thing that when they did Battle of the Bands and I rarely shoot video of things because it's just I just kind of want to enjoy the moment. I don't want to be worried about holding my phone up or taking a picture. But I had to video that. It was insane. It was
unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Yes, everything is bigger in Texas.
Oh my gosh, that was just so much fun. And by the way, you missed, and then I'll let you go. You missed my note about parking. I could have told you about that parking before you got there, but you didn't see it.
I know.
It happens.
$70 later, hey, we were there.
There you go. Ain't that the truth, brother? All right, Don, thanks
you
a
know
lot.
what? It was worth it. Hey, guys. Hey, John, you've done a great job all year.
Thank you.
You, Drew, and it's, I catch you when I can catch you, but I've heard other people have been listening to you. It's been great all year. Joey, once again, keep it up, buddy. Because if you don't keep it up, I'll be chasing you and put it right up your ass.
Boy, you almost got the drop button there, Don.
I know. I started to go with butt, but I thought
Might as well
add
throw
a
some
little bit
emphasis
more
on
to
there,
it.
yeah. All right, bud. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon, and plan on Kickerpalooza, and we'll probably have you in for that.
I dragged it off the lake one day in the summer.
Well, you know what we'll do is we'll do it in August, and as we're sitting here doing it, we'll be watching Joey playing a preseason NFL game on Sunday night.
Perfect.
That sound like a good idea? Yeah,
Perfect.
I like that.
Sounds
idea.
great.
All right, thanks a lot, Don.
Hey.
All right,
Hey,
Don
go
Lawson.
again.
All right, bye-bye. You never know who's going to call this show, do we, Drew? We
No.
have no idea.
And most of the time, it's just random people that just happen to be listening who've been on the show before.
And Jarvis Greer called us one night out of the blue. Okay. When you got to absorb some of it from a fan's perspective this time, what about that was different for you down in SMU? Down in Dallas, I'm sorry. When you went down there and you were being sort of like just sort of an outsider for some of that. You didn't like it.
I don't think it really hit me until I walked out on the field and saw the field for the first time, like
Right.
before the game, and it hurt pretty bad, but I had to get through it. So.
I hate to tell you this, but a lot of us old Tiger fans, first time I walked on that field, right after they opened the doors and let us in, I walked to the edge, and I looked down and I see that big Memphis Tigers in the end zone. I cried like a baby. I ain't gonna lie. It meant the world to a lot of us, and I wanted to kind of relay that to you because fans like me, we've been through some really tough times with this, and we've went some highs and some lows. But to play in a bowl of that significance, what you kids did, and I call you kids, and you're grown men, I get that, but y'all made a lot of old people very happy. A lot of old people very happy. And for that, I just want to say thank you.
Oh yeah. Man, just happy too, just having y'all support and everybody's support too. So.
All right, we talked about him a little bit, but now that Don's called, I definitely want to get some talk in about Riley. Because Riley, kickers get forgotten every now and again. Riley Patterson is automatic.
Oh,
Do you realize that he had the best scoring year for a kicker in school history? Did you not know that?
I didn't realize it.
Okay. Well, 6 field goals in the last game kind of catapulted him over that. But he's tied Joe Allison's record from 1992 for most field goals made in the season. He made 23 of 25. That's hard to do.
Oh yeah.
The 6 field goals in the game. It's good and it's bad. Because if we had 2 more touchdowns, we'd have had 3 touchdowns instead of 3 field goals, we'd have won the game.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part. But what makes Riley so good? What makes him so automatic?
Man, he don't feel no pressure, I don't think. He went out there like cotton ball. I mean, that's ridiculous numbers. He had a 50, a 52.
Yeah. What do you mean he doesn't?
He just doesn't.
You've worked with him, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. He, I mean, like the face expression, like before he hits that big kick, he has the same facial expression he's gonna have when the game starts. Yeah. So.
When does he smile then?
Saturday nights, probably.
Oh, I'm not getting into that one. We're not getting. Hey, Drew, hang on a second. We need to do something. Let's make the FCC happy.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG FM Tunica Memphis, and WPGF LP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Okay, we FCC compliant now.
We're all good.
All right, so we have to comply with the Federal Communications Commission to give the station identification at the top of every hour.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're not playing, you see what Katina said to you about that game?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Now, Riley, so he's just even keeled no matter what.
Oh yeah, always.
Now, does he get upset when he misses one?
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. But I mean, you didn't really see that much this year. Only 2 times.
Yeah. You only missed 2 out of 25.
Yeah.
And because I know that he's probably kicking himself. Now, take me through Tulsa. End of the game. What's the feeling on the sideline when they're lining up to get that kick?
I had the worst feeling in my stomach, but I was just had my head down praying. I really didn't even want to watch it, but I looked up and he shanked it. And I seen everybody run the field.
Now, did you play any special teams after your freshman year?
Yes, I played kickoff return.
Oh, that's another thing we got to talk about. The kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, I played kickoff return. I started every year except for this year. I started a couple games on it, but then I got hurt.
But you never played field goals.
I played field goals some. Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, let's go back to that. Block of the black call.
Oh, that's a terrible call.
You do know that you were this close to being the only tight end to ever have a kickoff return for touchdown in school history.
Mm.
You realize that we would have talked about that for 100 years. The night Magnifico returned a kick for a touchdown.
I'm still talking about it.
When did you know they threw the flag? When did you find out?
I knew it I saw it when I was running on the
40. You did?
Yeah, but I just kept running because I'm still gonna do it. But no, I
Was it a block in the back?
No, he turned his back right as JoJo got to him.
What did JoJo say to you?
He even had to say much. I went up to him and I was like, "Look, I know it wasn't a block in the back."
Because I'm sitting there going, okay, how can it spin? How many ways can I talk about a tight end returning a kickoff for a touchdown? I'd already started planning the next night already. No, because that was great. Did you hear how loud that got?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's another time like that was probably one of my special times. Just playing the game just because. You don't
That's the
really
last
see that
thing you
often.
expected.
Yeah, exactly. I never thought I was going to return a kick, and then I was running with.
So you were on that quote unquote hands team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that was another one of those things that I'm sure. Well, but you know what? In hindsight, and you'll look back at it in 20 years and you'll laugh about it, but you'll find out that guys like me and Drew, and if I'm still talking about it in 20 years, somebody shoot me. It's going to be something people talk about for a long time because it was one of those plays that, damn, you know what I mean?
What could have been?
Drew, when you watch that happen, take me through your thought process, because that was a mind-blowing play in my opinion.
Through my thought process about it, if I remember everything correctly, because unlike both of you, I do enjoy adult beverages during the games. But my mind process was just like blown away due to the fact that it seemed like anybody on that kickoff return team could break one, regardless of whether they're starting at the 5 or they're starting at the 30 or anywhere. I mean, heck, even the front line guys seemed like they might be able to break one, and it's just so special to know that regardless of what a opponent tries to do, whether they want to try to pin you deep in the end zone or they want to try to squib kick it, we still have a chance to score off of a kickoff.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Coach Limbo, who's staying here, he, without revealing any of the secret sauce, is there something different he does that other coaches don't do? Without telling, I don't want to know what it is.
I mean, there's different techniques he does, but a big thing in our program is we take pride in special teams just as much as offense and defense.
Okay.
And so we have meetings throughout the week, like just designed for special teams. So getting the extra edge on his people and watching a little bit more film. I mean, he's definitely got some stuff up his sleeve, but he prepares as well throughout the week. So
Okay. You know, we're 0 for 3 on our phone calls tonight.
Give it time. Third guy can still pull through.
I'm disappointed. I know the last 2 will. I'm not worried about the last 2 at all.
I mean, I could track this one down if you need me to.
Well, I just sent a text, and we'll see if it pays off. But, and when you're trying to do commercial free, when you don't get 3 or 5 scheduled phone calls, you're running to.
yeah.
But me and you are doing just fine. Let's talk a little about DeMonte. You watched a lot of Tiger receivers growing up as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Compared DeMonte to, say, Duke.
Yeah.
Who's the better receiver?
See, with me, I'm gonna have to go with DeMonte just because that's my boy.
Right. What makes him? How many? He puts in a ton, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, and he's just got that mindset. Not many people have. He's a dog.
That mindset of
You can't stop me. You try to, you still won't. He just every play you can see him out there. He shows it. It's his emotions. He's a dog. Like he wants it all, and
Right.
he's gonna go get it. So that's something that just separates him from different people.
now when y'all are planning a play. Oh wait a minute. No, that's a different Affetti, isn't it? That's not Martin on the Seahawks, is it?
Mm-mm.
Martin's a defensive player. When you're planning that play, how many times does Monty stand up and say, "Give me the ball"?
Plenty of times. Definitely went to tell Brady, throw me the ball.
What was that? What was your favorite catch you ever saw him make? I know mine.
That's Martin's brother, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite catch. Not many people probably remember it. It was during the Iowa State game, the bowl game. Riley was rolling out and he threw it back towards the opposite side of the field, and Coxie literally did like an acrobat and just caught it out of nowhere. He was a lot younger then, but that was probably my favorite catch. I saw it yesterday, that's why I said it.
Oh, okay. What about that catch in the Cotton Bowl?
Oh.
Well,
Great
first
catch,
of all,
great
that
ball.
the ball was
Placed him right there in the basket. But
that may have been the best ball I've ever seen Brady throw.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Now, I don't know if you know this because you don't, like I said, you don't keep up with these things. Did you know that DeMonte is now third on the all-time receiving list? All right. So and he's announced he's coming back.
Yeah.
So he just needs a little over 800 yards to
Mhm.
become the all-time receiver in yards. That's more than Miller,
Yeah.
saying a lot. He's third in receptions, but if he repeats either of the last 2 seasons next year, he will be the all-time leading receiver. He passed Carlos Singleton in receptions in the Cotton Bowl. He's tied for third with TDs with Tavarius Gideon. But he needs 18 in 2000 in 2020, and he's only had his most he's had is 9. So that's a tall order.
Mhm.
And he's got 33 consecutive games with a catch. That's a streak that's just quietly gotten better and bigger and better. And it's his hand. I've watched him catch some footballs that I don't know how he does.
Oh yeah. I couldn't tell you either.
Now, does he practice
Yeah, he
that
practiced.
acrobatic catch?
Yeah, I mean, he practiced like I said. He practiced like a dog. He's every practice is the same way he's gonna be on game day. So we see him make all them catches in practice. So,
Now, I know he responds to talk.
mhm.
He doesn't do it, initiate, does he? You don't need to answer that. We'll leave that one as it is. All right, let's talk about Brady. You were on the field when Navy happened.
Mhm.
How did y'all respond to that? You heard it, and there was no getting around it.
Yeah, I mean,
I know y'all did talk about it.
yeah,
I
we have offensive meetings where everybody's in there, and I mean, we all knew like there's a brotherhood with the 11 guys going on the field. We got each other's back no matter what. So even if the fans boom and stuff.
Did it make you angry at all?
I mean, yeah, it definitely hurt. That's like our leader. He's our quarterback, and
Right.
we got our fans booing him. So that definitely, I know it hurt him some too. Probably, I can only imagine. But I mean, we always had his back, and we always knew what he had in him. So
Right.
we
Well,
really
because
worried.
what he's done has been nothing short of spectacular.
Exactly. So
He only became the second Tiger quarterback though for 4,000 yards. The list here is just mind blowing. The 454 yards that he had is the second. That's the second highest total, third in the spot because Riley threw for 471 twice. And I think that was an offense that we threw a lot more.
yeah.
We were 1 yard short of the team record for passing in a game. Oh, but by the way, Brady caught a 25-yard pass. How many times have y'all practiced that?
Not many at all.
Really?
We'll throw like those type of plays in like once a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then but I never seen him catch it. So
So the first time he ever caught the ball
was in the game. Yeah.
was in the game.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got to tell me what he said when he got to the sideline.
He was like, I should have scored a touchdown.
Well, you do know that he would have only become the second Tiger quarterback to catch a touchdown pass. You remember who the other one was? You were a little kid at the time.
No.
Danny.
Danny, that's what I guess.
Yeah, Danny had one. So, but he's got a completion percentage of 63.3%, which is the second best in a career and the best among quarterbacks who started for more than 1 year. Jacob Karam. Everybody remembers him.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go. All right. See if you know. Well, you already read it. And Drew, I don't know if you read it or not. Who's the only player to catch a pass in the Cotton Bowl and in the 2017 game where we set the passing record for the school with 480 yards? Who's the only player to catch a pass in both games? I didn't put the answer in there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the answer is not in the notes. I was glancing back down.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
Let me give me.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
leave
Coxie?
that up there. I'm gonna. Oh, yeah, you got it.
Is it Coxie?
It's Coxie.
Okay.
Coxie had, I think that was like his first career. No, his second career catch, and he's the only player to catch a pass in both those games. But I thought that was pretty cool. You realize, and one of the things I think people don't realize about Brady, he's got 59 touchdown passes in 24 games. and that he's tied with he's got as many touchdown passes as Paxton had in one less season. Now that's what 13, but it was in 12 fewer games. But he's on pace with it. He is on pace to break Wimprine's record, who most feel Wimprine's records were untouchable.
Yeah.
And as a Tiger fan, you saw that coming up. Danny threw for 81 touchdowns. Okay, and that was untouchable. But now it is within reach. And the yardage is the same thing. He's thrown for, if he throws for just what he threw for last year, much less what he threw for this year, he'll break Danny's record way beyond. So, is that one of my schedule ones? Oh, yeah. Let's get... You were, as a kid, used to go to Tiger games, right? Now, you were a receiver coming up, and you watched guys on the offense. And one of the guys you watched had some of the best hands out of Christian Brothers High School, and the only man to ever be dumped on this show. Brett Russell. Brett, how are you, sir?
Don, I'm doing good.
Now, do I need to give you that warning again?
Well, let me before we even start. I was listening on the way home from Mass, and I heard somebody almost get dumped. That I couldn't tell if it was a cuss word. And am I getting
no
unfair treatment here?
No. Trust me, your cuss word and his cuss word were dramatically
Two
different.
completely different. One is allowed by the FCC, and the other one was definitely not.
Yeah, no, I've been practicing all my non-cuss words, so I think we're okay tonight.
Well, have you ever met Brett?
I don't think I have.
Okay, well, this was one of the kids that watched you playing, bud. You're old now. You know that, right?
Well, listen, Joey, I probably enjoyed watching you a lot more than you enjoyed watching me. But heck of a career, man. I was very proud to watch our tight end position grow. You know, after I had gotten done, obviously Alan Cross, and then you come along. Me and all the guys I played with, especially all my brother's boys, we were talking about at the game at the Cotton Bowl how special this year was. So I'll say, just to start off, I'll say thank you to you and all of y'all's crew for what y'all did for our program. We're insanely proud.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Somebody call him Russell, sir. That's funny to me.
Yeah, I know, right? Makes me feel older.
Do you have a question about something you watched them do that you wanted to know? Because I'm sitting here piddling your brain, and you probably had. Is there a game you remember them playing that stick with you?
I was young.
He was young. He was 10 years old in 2007. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, again, you're making me feel old. I can't imagine how you feel, John.
Oh, bite me. As a former player, when we were talking down there, and I told you, didn't I? When I saw Brett down there, I told you when I walked out and saw that field. What did I tell you? I did. I teared up. I was crying like a baby.
I didn't get that. I didn't get like that, but there was a lot of feels. I'll say that. And that went from not just myself and all of my teammates and all of our former players. I was with Bertling and Chris Powers and other great tight ends in our school history. But all the boosters, everybody, I mean, we're all one. You know, I'm with John now. I'm a fan now. So everybody said, man, it's just like we never, you know, it was hard to imagine getting to where we got to this year.
Right. Well, here's some things you didn't know. I don't know if you knew this. All right, I got a list of all the tight ends here. All right. Cross had the most touchdowns. All right, with 14. Joey is second. Billy Kendall, Daniel Montiel, Sean Dykes, and then you know who turns up next on that list?
I would be amazed if it was me, but yeah.
It was. He was four touchdowns.
I'll tell you.
At the time you graduated, all right, you had tied for the most touchdowns by a tight end.
yeah, it's I love playing and I love catching all those touchdowns. Of course, I think every player's got a little bit of selfishness in them, which I had a little more, but that's all right.
Okay.
I was definitely a guy that I was okay with that.
Okay.
I didn't have to have the ball. I wasn't going to ask for the ball. I tried to do whatever I could do in practice to show that I was ready for the moment. And if I got my number called, then I tried to make my play.
Good. Brett, I hate to do this to you, but we got another call I got to take.
All right, man. I might call you back.
All right, you might call me back. You can do that. All right,
All right,
brother.
man.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go.
Proud of you, Joey. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No, that's the old guys pay attention. Now let's talk to a guy that actually you've fought these battles for a long time with. Austin Hall, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I know your aunt is really happy right about now.
Yeah, you talk about your show all the time. So
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I hear you're doing some work, but first of all, welcome to the Blue and Gray Show. Now, who's younger, you or Joey?
Who's younger?
Yeah, who's younger? When's your birthday?
I just turned 23 in December, so.
Yeah, you're older than me.
Okay, so Joey's the baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, do you remember?
What's up, Joey?
What up, Austin? Good?
All right, hey, Austin, do you remember the first conversation you and I ever had? UCLA, 2017, after the game. You were looking for somebody, and I said, hey, Austin, and you looked at me like, you know who I am?
Okay, yeah.
And I told you, you better get used to that.
Yeah.
And did you get used to it?
Yeah, it came around.
We were talking about the favorite moments from this year's season. What was your favorite?
Man, just, I would say hosting that trophy, beating Cincinnati the second time.
Okay.
That's probably one of the hardest things you got to do in college football. First off, winning a game, but beating a team 2 times like that, got a lot of talent on their side of the ball, and that was a tough season for us. But towards the end, we had a lot of opponents that we had to take down, and we fought hard. And I think Cincinnati had an incredible team, but at the end of the day, we had one of the best years in our history. So I won't ever forget that. So.
Did you know that you hold a distinction, a record that you tied?
I do?
Yes, you do. You are the only man, you're only the second guy in school history to return 2 fumbles for touchdowns.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And the other guy did it twice in the same game. So you're the only one to have done it on multiple games. Ryan Coleman in 2013.
Okay.
Now
At least I got my name somewhere.
there you go. By the way, you got your name in a lot of places, bud. You know you're the I don't need to go over all that. You were do you remember Ryan? You were a Tiger fan growing up, true?
Okay. Yeah.
What was your favorite memory as a kid?
My cousin Brian Hall played. I don't remember exactly the years. I was pretty young, but just watching him, I guess, because I had a cousin out there playing. So,
Yeah.
He played receiver. That's probably my biggest memory because I was younger in those days. But I remember seeing him and coming in and out of the locker room and just seeing him play on Memphis Tigers field, and growing up wanting to be an athlete in any kind of sport I could play, and then coming to play for Memphis, it's just a dream come true. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it. Now, if you had one moment to relive as a Tiger, which moment could you live over and over and over again, other than the championship game?
I would say the Navy game, the first time we beat them in history, my redshirt sophomore.
Yeah. Do you know what was special about that game? You're gonna love this. Joe Doss has by the way, I'll preface this by saying Joe Doss has a habit of telling people I know more about you than you do. Do you know what the unique stat of that game was?
What was that?
You had more receptions by Navy quarterbacks than their receivers did. You caught 2 of those passes, and they only caught 1.
Oh, there we go.
You actually caught more Navy passes in that game than they did.
Wow, that's crazy. I think I do remember seeing that on Twitter at some point after the game.
That was probably me. What you got? You got the platform right now to say anything to Tiger fans you want to say. What would you say? Go ahead and say it.
Tiger fans, just man, we played in the Cotton Bowl. That was awesome. Man, I remember when they were trying to get the loudest part of the sections to yell, and man, Penn State wasn't even close, and that just kind of. I remember talking to our linebackers right there when Tiger fans were yelling during the Cotton Bowl. Man, it was a feeling that you can't really, nothing else that can compare to it. And they showed out that game for sure, and something I'll never forget. But throughout my 5 years, the fans are very special to me and our team. And playing in front of them, it's just the atmosphere is just unbelievable, and it's only going to be better for years to come. So we just got to keep going on our end, and developing players and keep getting good coaches in and out, because that's just part of the business. But I think Coach Silverfield's going to do a phenomenal job bringing in a good staff, and I think we got some great young guys that are going to step up next year and the years to come.
Okay, now here's for the good part. Tell me a good Joey story. Nobody but me and you.
Story.
Yeah, you got to have one. Boy, you could hear his voice going, I don't want to tell this one.
Man, Joey's a character, man.
What's one thing about Joey you always remember?
Great stories, but man,
you better now. I will tell you, be honest, because when you're off the phone, guess what I'm asking him?
Hey, man, I'll tell you this: we compete on the field all the time on practice, and we probably talk a lot of crap to each other, but at the end of the day, it makes us better. But man, I can tell a lot of jokes about he catching balls on me and me deflecting balls, and him not catching anything like that. But
okay,
at the end of the day, I mean, it's just competition, and it made us better at the end of the day. So.
Okay. Now, he told us that was the first time Brady had ever caught the ball. In practice, he never caught that pass.
Oh, great.
You never noticed that?
I never saw that.
All right, bud. Well, I know you're busy. You're down there getting ready, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm training in Birmingham right now.
Okay.
I'm actually coming home Tuesday, and I fly out Thursday for my I play in that Tropical Bowl. I'll fly out Thursday and come back Sunday, and probably have a few days off before I head back to Birmingham.
So basically you're going to be on the beach Thursday is what you're telling me?
I'm not sure if I'll be on the beach, but I'll be near.
You're not this is the work trip is what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's all business.
Okay. No, I get that part too. All right, bud. Well, hey, I know you're busy, and I appreciate you taking the time. I know your aunt is ecstatic, and you're all next year when we get this rolling again. The door's always open. You know that.
Well, sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Austin. We appreciate it, buddy. Austin Hall.
Thank you.
All right, Austin.
All right, now tell me a good story about Austin. You can hang up him now because he's going to tell me a good story, Austin. All right, you got a good Austin story? Come on.
Oh man.
Oh, you got your chance.
I got about the same as him.
Oh, neither one of you want to tell on each other. What is with these young guys? You get these old dudes in here, Drew. They tell us some stories.
The problem with the young people. I mean, we got social media to tattle on us in the first place. We're not going to start snitching on each other.
Well,
ourselves.
That's true. That's true.
We'll probably get some stories later in life.
Later in life,
yeah.
But the problem is when you get stories later in life, as the years go by, that little detail gets to be about this big.
Oh yeah.
You've heard fishing stories, so you know what I'm talking about. Let's go back to talking about Brady. What was the best thing about a Brady ball?
Accuracy. He's got really good accuracy. He's never gonna make a dumb play. You see that he'll throw it away before he throws a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Just a Brady ball. I mean, it'd be a spiral right in your hands.
Right. Well, see, because a lot of people gave him heat. He rarely made a bad throw.
Yeah, I mean, that's what comes with the position, though, a quarterback, I guess.
Right.
You're winning and everything's good, but once you lose,
Right.
That's the first person they go to, him or the coach.
That final pick that he threw in the game, in the Cotton Bowl, he was just trying to work it through because he wanted that touchdown bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can see he had the whole shot. It was almost a perfect ball. The defender made a better play. So.
Right. Well, people forget the other people are on scholarship.
Yeah, the Division I football players too. So
yeah, let's never mind that part. That's not important. What the year Antonio Gibson had. I mean, it's insane. He had 1,700. He had the most all-purpose yard seasons without being a 1,000-yard rusher by anybody. Not most for any receiver. 1,700 yards. He touched the ball 94 times, 13 touchdowns. He had more touchdowns than anybody on the team. Oh no, Gainwell had more than 13, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. But 18.7 yards every time he touched the football. I'll take that all day.
Oh yeah.
And then the SMU game, we were talking about that. I still want to know something. Maybe you can tell me. Did they plan the high five prior to it happening?
No, I think it just happened on the field.
Really? Yeah.
Because
I can't get anybody to answer that question.
They might have done it like a privacy, but I think it just happened.
No, because that was a thing of beauty.
Oh yeah.
Did everybody notice it on the sideline?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I thought I was the only one that noticed it at the time. Now since then, it's gotten plenty of play. Matter of fact, I think it was the Open for the AAC championship game, was it not?
I believe it was. Maybe not for the championship game, but it was there for the Cotton Bowl. I think so.
Okay. No. So, by the way, that hype video for the Cotton Bowl was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was.
Apparently, was made before they talked to you, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Brady. Do you think he gets Wimprine's records next year?
Absolutely.
No doubt in your mind there, man. That was the quickest you've answered a question all night.
He comes back and he's gonna put just as good as numbers, if not better. I mean, you got all them weapons coming back again next year. I mean, and in the recruits they got.
How's Pops working?
Oh, he's doing good. He's getting real healthy. So excited to see him next year with Sean.
Sean is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know,
I'm not making any decisions for him, but yeah, as far as I know, he is.
Yeah, okay. So, see, that's something I wanted to kind of put out there. Is Sean? What he played in like 2 games?
He played 4 games.
So he's under the number.
Yeah, he got his red shirt. He just got hurt right before the season and put him in a bad position, so he had to do what he had to do.
Okay. Well, I know the other phone call is going to come in at 6:30, so I'm going to ask you a few of these things. Now, do you look at these things that I gave you? The longest reception you had was against South Alabama this year. All right. You had some pretty good catches before the knee started to be an issue.
Yeah.
Here's where you got a lot of people's attention. UCLA 2017. That was your best game as a Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
You had 6 receptions. You had 83 yards. Were you like, okay, I can do this every week?
That game was one of my favorite games too, just because the atmosphere was like probably one of the first, besides the Ole Miss game in 15.
Right.
Just seeing the stands, just incredible, and so after that game, I really was smooth sailing.
Yeah. Well, that UCLA game was your coming out party.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you and Austin both actually came out there because Austin had a really good game too.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Hart.
Oh yeah, he had pick 6.
Pick 6 in that game. What's a game you remember that'll stick with you that may not stick with the average Tiger fan? That's a hard one.
Yeah.
And that's also called dead air on radio. We can't really have that.
Yeah. I couldn't even probably the Houston one, honestly, that everybody's gonna remember that one. But
right.
That was probably one of the most special just because we came back like as a team. It wasn't just one person. Everybody fought together. And
at what point did y'all know you had them?
We always had like that year. We always knew if we touched the field with our offense, we could score in 2 seconds. And so once that kickoff return got us back in the game a little bit, we just knew we needed 1 or 2 stops, and and we were right.
You ever had an opponent just say, "Okay, we quit"?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell us who that was.
We had some players from like UConn one year that are like,
Oh well,
yeah.
Is that a high school football team we were playing?
Yeah, but that's probably the only team that's ever just. I mean, you got talk out there on the field, but one team that just really quit.
Man, they just didn't care to be there, did they?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of sad because
Yeah.
they are Division I athletes, and they do have a responsibility to the people that are paying for that athlete. All right, let's talk about your touchdowns. I got all of them right here. You probably surprised somebody actually has that written down. Your first touchdown was the aforementioned SMU from Riley Ferguson. The second one was Cincinnati, as we talked about already, from Jay Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Then he actually had some good days up in Cincinnati. In 2014, he engineered the 10-minute and 16-second drive or something like that to close out the game. That was one of the most incredible things I ever saw. And then your third touchdown was against UCLA. The Southern Illinois, you had 2 against UConn. Was that really difficult? Do they count as real touchdowns or not?
They're on the stat sheet, so.
There you go. That's what matters. All right. Tulsa, in 2018. Last year, you had an incredible year for touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most you had in your career. That's where we thought you were going to break the record.
Yeah.
Somewhere across the smiling. And then SMU, you got 2 more. SMU, you flat wore out, didn't you? You like playing against SMU,
Yeah.
didn't you?
I always like playing against them.
Did they just not? What did they try to cover you with? A big, slow linebacker?
Yeah. I mean, in that game, they just went to me a couple more times than they usually do, and I ended up making some plays. So.
Your last touchdown in your career was this year.
Mm-hmm.
Against who? I know.
What was it? Tulane?
Tulsa.
Tulsa. Okay.
And you scored in the second quarter. It was a 5-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So, another one of those drives that after a turnover, which we didn't get many turnovers this year, do we?
Mm-mm. We started off the year with a couple, and then we really fixed it up.
Yeah.
Ultimately, didn't really need to. I mean,
No.
you look back at the last couple of years when you talk about the turnovers, the amount of turnovers we got, that's because that was the only way we stayed in the ball game.
Right.
And this year, defense was so shut down, especially in the second half, that you didn't rely on them.
I will tell you another stat you probably don't know. Do you know how many touchdowns we scored on drives of 90 yards or more?
Good amount.
8.
Yep.
That's insane. You know how hard that is?
Oh yeah.
Were y'all aware?
Yeah, because that's the thing that like demoralizes the team is when you go out there on the 2-yard line and you orchestrate a 98-yard touchdown. I mean, you can do whatever you want to on them by that point.
Man, I mean, you did that 8 times this year. We got the ball inside the 20, inside the 10, 12 times, I believe, which says a lot for field position too. But you scored 75% of the time when you got the ball inside your own 10.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I'm blown away by that. And it's one of those things where, you know, it is so good to see when we do things like that. And it's just a stat when I started looking at it, because you start looking at those 97 yards on the run sheet, and you go, well, okay, wait a minute, that wasn't the kickoff return. That was what? And it looked, and it was. So that's something that I have not done the research, to be perfectly blunt. That it has really come. Y'all took a lot of pride in that, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what championship teams do. Is they drive it down the field, however long it takes, and capitalize on it. So.
What's the strangest play call you ever heard called inside your own 10 that made you go, well, this is gonna work?
It was like 2 years ago. I mean, he knows it now. Coach Novella called a quarterback draw on like the 1 yard line, and we got a safety there in SMU. Yeah.
Remember that?
That was probably just one of the plays. But I mean, he didn't really make many mistakes, so.
I tell you what, to watch that this year was truly incredible. Because as a fan, we got the ball inside most times fans, when they see you get the ball inside the 10, they're going, oh, no, we're screwed. But in that case, it wasn't the case at all. So, by the way, we got new microphones tonight, so if you hear me hit it every now and again, it's just sort of...
Yeah, I'd appreciate you not doing that.
Well, it's sort of unnatural for me.
Well, I'm going to need you to toughen up for about 25 minutes.
I'm just disappointed only one of our scheduled 5 callers have bothered to call.
Did you send the numbers to everybody?
Everybody.
The last one, there's a little bit of miscommunication.
Do you want to see the text?
I had to go through mutual friends to give him the number, so luckily I was able to do that.
Okay, good. But this last one definitely has the number. You know that as well as I do. All right. Okay. We're waiting on that one to ring. It ought to ring any minute. What are you looking forward to as a fan?
Coming to a game and just experience that part of it again. I mean, now that I'm alumni, I mean, I'll always love Memphis and I always will. But just coming back and watching some of the players I played with and seeing some of the new things that they do excites me.
Well, don't you want to be working on Sundays next year?
Yeah, I don't want to come back next year, but
on that off weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And we talk about memories and stuff like that. What will be the one thing that you will take with you always from playing football at Memphis, and not necessarily about football?
The friendships. I made some of my lifelong friends I'll have, and until I die, through this organization. So that's one thing that I really will take with me. It's just I met some of my closest friends. That'll be my wedding one day, just for football. So.
You getting married anytime soon?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Do you have a girlfriend yet?
I do not.
Okay, because I was going to say that might have surprised her with that statement.
Yeah.
But it's and I've known a lot of guys through the years. I mean, you are not unique in that. I'm going to tell you that right now. There are guys, and I'll introduce you to them along the years. Danton Bartow.
Yep.
A bunch of other guys. Those guys are brothers. 25, 30, 40 years later.
Oh, yeah.
And I have often compared the military and college football.
Yep.
You live, eat, and breathe and sleep with a guy next to you.
Yeah, that's all I've known for the past 5 years is my brothers on the team. So it's definitely going to be hard walking away from it. But
you've graduated. You've got your degree in
sports management.
Okay, so you know what you're going to do. You don't want to coach, do you?
I thought about it after everything's over with. I just don't know what level. I'm not sure if I would want to be a college coach or just.
Well, you went to ECS, did you?
St. Benedict.
St. Benedict.
Yes,
Okay, ECS had a rough week. By the way, and I'll get to that later. I got some other issues I got to address. Let's talk about that. The veterans again, because I do want to promote that because people who listen to this show know that is important to me.
Yep.
We sent over 800 veterans to games this year, and it wasn't just the school going, okay, we'll give you tickets, because they never did.
Yeah,
they never gave a single ticket. Not a single ticket was donated. Every ticket was purchased, and I'm proud of that because it had an effect on these, and it helps the school in the process and helps the program. Well, our boys up in Philly are going home. No playoffs for Jake and Jannard. It's over. But it's one of those things, and I'm proud of it because people have come out and helped in droves, and hopefully next year when we do this, we'll have a lot more. And you got to experience it. And what's the one thing about that day you still remember?
Like I said, the smiles on their face. It's always great to walk in a room and just see everybody brighten up. And so just knowing who knows what they're going through that day, or that week and going in there and helping them out a little bit, helping me out.
I will tell you a story about a veteran while we wait for the phone to ring. That you met Byron Williams, the gentleman in charge down there. And Byron laid this story to me. They had a patient for the SMU game that they were going to send, and you know the patients, the type of patients, what these people are. And he said that they went up to him and they said, "I can't do crowds. I'm not going." He said, "You're going." He goes, "What do you mean I'm going?" "Well, I can't do the crowd. I can't deal with the noise in the crowds. I'll freak out." He says that you're going. And if you freak out, we'll take you underneath the stadium and we'll get away from it. If that doesn't work, we'll take you out to the car. If that doesn't work, we'll take you home. And after the game, that PTSD patient enjoyed their night. Tiger football helped them in their recovery. And as someone who's used it for that benefit himself, you know, it has been, it is something special. I'm really getting disappointed. I'm on a bad road tonight, aren't I?
A little bit, but I mean, while we're waiting, I mean, I think it's important that everybody understands exactly that what all y'all do off the field. It's not just practice and everything. What special charitable events did y'all do this year that really shows how much college football gives back off the field as well?
We go to St. Jude a lot. I'll get back to the patients there. We do like a trivia game, or they got different type of events that they come and watch us do, so that helps. We do a lot of different things. We go to feed people, feed the homeless at some point.
Okay.
But St. Jude is one of the biggest things we do.
Okay. All right. Well, he finally 10 minutes late, but here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Alan Cross. Alan, how are you, sir?
Hey, Mr. John, how you doing, sir?
You're 10 minutes late.
I'm shopping with her at Whole Foods.
Ah, that explains it.
Yeah.
Now, what would you do if Joey was 10 minutes late?
Probably just give him a little crap, to be honest with you. He's been late once or twice before. So.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like, now, you're the son of a band major. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan's dad was a band major, wore a skirt and everything.
No.
Oh, I'm going to catch hell for that one. I know it.
Yeah.
Alan, tell me about Joey.
Man, he's just like a sponge. You know, it's like my coach when I was at SYS, Ray Wilmer. You know, he just came in, just started learning, and we're just doing little things right, and just it just started taking off for him, and it just kept continuing climbing. Just did good for himself.
What was the easiest thing to teach him?
I really just running routes. I mean, I didn't really teach him a lot. I mean, just kind of just took it over, by himself. I mean, he could definitely catch way better than me. I know that.
No, wow, that's a statement. All right. Now, Joey, what's one thing you'll always remember about Alan?
His personality. I'll remember that.
Oh, not all that infinite wisdom he shared with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But just the way Alan is as a person. I mean, it's hard to forget him. So
right. Alan, when he broke you, and I know this, BS on the side. You were excited when he broke that record, wasn't you?
Oh yeah, it was always good sitting up there in the press box watching him do his thing down there, man. It was a sight to see, really.
What did you say to him after he broke the record?
I didn't really say nothing to him. Just say congrats, brother. I mean, we knew it was going to happen eventually, so just waiting for it to happen.
You're a real emotional guy, aren't you?
Hey, it's just a record. They're meant to be broken.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Brady breaking Danny's record? Do you think he can get there?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. I mean, he's definitely stepped his game up in the past couple of years based off the film that I've watched, so he definitely has potential.
Okay. All right. We'll go back. By the way, I watched the 2014 Miami Beach Bowl again.
Uh huh.
Did you ever get your hands on that guy that sucker punched you?
No, I didn't. Izzy got enough of them for me. So before he got me, so I felt like I got enough. He got him for enough for me already. So.
Okay. Now, see, this is the difference between you two and tight ends. Did you ever watch the video of him at the Miami Beach Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever try to emulate the headbutting thing?
No.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
You
Yeah,
will never
don't do
live that down. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I know.
But I will say this: it's motivated a lot of Tiger fans over the years, so there's nothing to complain about. Alan,
Other than the long-lasting brain damage that he might have done, that's something to kind of complain about.
to the guys,
Appreciate it.
well, the other guys in the helmet, I think the guys in the helmet might have got hurt worse than he did.
I can still spell my name, so we're good.
DOG.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about this year?
I would say just the 2 Cincinnati games. You know, that's really never said, going back to back and doing it in a big stage like that. I mean, that was really cool to just really game plan, just see the guys execute it and things like that, and just really just run the same plays over and over again.
See, here's the difference between one of the big differences between your career and Joey's. All right, Joey comes in 2016. You've never experienced a losing season.
Mm-mm.
Alan's first year was
Oh,
2011.
Yeah.
We finished 2-10, and we
That
lost
would be
how many
awesome.
games? Out of those 10, we lost what, by 8 of them by 35 points or more?
Something like that.
Okay. And I talk about, I laugh, and I was thinking about this today after you and I talked. Your first season was game 2 of my streak. I haven't missed a game since November of 2010. So all of Alan's career, and then all of your career behind it. That's 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what a different world we're in, huh, bud? What do you say to the guys who are winning, who have done nothing but win, to appreciate it better? Alan?
The guys that did nothing but win, I would just say, just continue it on. Try not to get cocky and not expect it as much. Just keep grinding and trying to get better.
Would you show them video of the 2011 season?
Yeah. I mean, you could, but I mean, it's all right. You just got to really just look at the record just to know really what was going on back then. So you really don't really need to see any video, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No. Did you? And I know I told Joey this earlier. Did you realize that this season we won the same amount of games as we did from 2009 to 2013 combined?
That's crazy. All the hard work that's been going on. I mean, this took place. That's what it pays off for.
Okay, who's going to shock us next year based on what you saw this year? Who's going to be that guy that makes you go, "See, I saw that coming"?
Talking about as a team or as a player?
As a player.
On Memphis' team?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Coxie had a pretty good year, but I think he's still going to be pretty solid.
Well, he's only on pace to break Anthony Miller's career reception list, so yeah, he's doing all right.
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, there's a lot of good players. I mean, if they give Weaver a shot, I think that he'll surprise some people. So.
Okay, what about Cameron Wilson?
Yeah, I think he's starting to figure it out. He's starting to figure out his body. He's big and long. He just kind of runs goofy a little bit, but he's definitely starting to, figure it out as a true wide tight end on the ball. Once he figures it out, man, he'll be a force to reckon with for sure.
Is there a difference in tight ends? Did I miss something here? Because you said a wide tight end, and I got confused there for a second.
Yeah, he's like a true inline tight end. Put his hands in the dirt and whoop someone's butt all day long.
Okay. All right, so what's Joey?
He's kind of like me. Me and him are kind of the same. Like, we call it like hybrids. I mean, you do a little bit of both, receiver, blocking, kind of do a little bit of everything.
All right, now I'll end you with this question. Am I the only one that wanted to see JoJo Dorcius get a carry for a touchdown?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
You don't want
I
to
just-
see that?
I just want to see that dude run somebody over, man. He's got a shot. He's got a shot if somebody gives him a shot in the league at fullback for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If he really wants to do it.
He might get a shot as a defensive tackle if he has another year like he had. He put it.
Yeah.
Then by the end of the year, he was playing quite well.
Yeah, he definitely was.
All right, bud. Well, I will let you get back to shopping.
Yeah, don't mention it,
By the way, yes, dear, that works well.
sir. You broke up.
By the way, Drew and I'll be at Memphis Pizza Cafe if you want to join us for dinner.
All right,
All
I'll
right,
let you know.
come on over. All right, brother.
Yes,
We'll talk
sir.
to you later. All right.
All right, Mr. John. All right, Joey.
All right, bro.
Bye. He's something else, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Do you sometimes wonder when he's serious or when he's kidding? Do you ever start going, is he mad or is he kidding or is he? And he's a good human being as you'll ever
Oh
meet.
yeah.
Were you surprised that he was calling in here tonight?
No, I kind of reckon he'd probably call in.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Antonio didn't. And I knew one of these was iffy this morning, but Carlos Singleton.
Okay.
And I'll pass along what Carlos has said about you. Carlos thinks the world of you, and he was humbled and honored to know that when I asked your mom who one of your favorite players was, one of his name came up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it Carlos appreciates that very much, and he's sorry he didn't get a chance.
Oh, that's fine.
He's proud of you. He's proud of what everybody's done over there, and know that the guys that you impacted you've had an impact on.
Yes, sir.
And it's appreciated, and I think that matters. So, all right, your prediction for next year's team. Because see, I'll tell you mine. Let me preface it with mine so you can think about it. I have what I call a player's mentality. I expect to win every game we walk on the field.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Undefeated back into New Year's Six Bowl.
Peaches.
Oh yeah.
let's go to Atlanta.
Oh, I'll be there.
Well, no, I don't want you to be there. The idea is for you to be employed on Sundays here.
Oh yeah, I mean,
He could still go if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, but you want him to make the playoffs, though, don't you?
Not if we're in the New Year's Six Bowl. Then
Well, that's true.
It's 1 year out of what, like looking at a decade-long career?
Yeah.
I think he can afford to miss a playoff check one time.
Yeah, that's true. You can afford the playoff check, right?
Oh, we'll
you're
see.
wondering. You're sitting there going, "You guys really are jumping off the deep end on this one, aren't you?" The playing at Memphis as a Memphian. Yeah, you got to. Let's say there's a kid out there listening right now. Why should he stay at home?
I mean, you can do everything you want to here, then you could do it at a big time SEC school or somewhere like that.
I don't like the word "big time" there.
I mean, so and so big time.
Exactly.
But I mean, the city's gonna love you. And if y'all do what we did the past couple of years, I mean, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because you weren't expecting all this, were you?
No, not all this. No.
What's the favorite thing off the field that happened to you that you were like, wow, this is a dream come true?
I think just when like little kids come up to me asking for pictures and stuff, that really like it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something for some people.
All right.
So
remember this, and I'm not trying to preach. But sometimes we think about things in life. We fail to think about from somebody else's perspective. We get wrapped up in our own perspectives.
Yeah.
And not everybody sees the world the same. Not everybody, and everybody you come in contact with, they're going to remember you more than you will likely remember them because you meet so many. But the one impression you can leave is a good one.
Oh yeah.
And if you keep doing that, but then again, I know your mom and dad, they've been teaching you that lesson since you were a baby boy.
Oh yeah. Raised on that for sure.
You're an incredible young man. You've done a wonderful job representing this university, this city, this school, and your parents. You've got everything to be proud of, and I think you will do fine in the future. All right.
I appreciate that.
Let me get to all my thank yous because it might take me 5 minutes to get what do I got, about 5 minutes?
5 minutes on the dot.
Okay. All right. We're coming to an end of our 5th season. And this is a show that nobody gave 5 years to when we started this thing. And we've been lucky in that we've had every generation of Tiger known to man here. We've had Joey to Bubba Winkler, Joey to Clyde Israel, all the way back to the 60s. We've had guys we had Lloyd Patterson in here this year, and that was just that was me as a kid at high school watching Lloyd Patterson on the field. Danny Sparkman had been with us a couple of times this year. Don Hazelwood, you name it, and they've done this show. And I'm humbled by them taking the time to do this because we are just a little show that could. And I, for one, appreciate it. And I hope we do right by you. We try to give you a fan's perspective with a player's spin on it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're after. And the door's always open.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I want to thank the people who are responsible for us being on the air. First and foremost, Tiger Paws Carpet and Upholstery Cleaning. Quite frankly, folks, without them, we're not here. Because this isn't free, and it's got to be paid for, and the sponsors are the one to do it. Jerry Jeffries has been with us from day one. She's believed in Drew and I when nobody else would. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Wolf Chase Honda is another one that has been with us from day one. I was out there buying a car, told them what we were doing, and they said, sure. They've been with us every year. From then on, it's when do we write the check, not if. Bartlett Home Furnishing is now with our 2nd year with us. The Gieslow family believe in this show, and we hope we return that. Bartlett Home Furnishing is one of the best furniture companies in this city, in this region. Make sure you check them out. Tiger Bookstore and Sherry over there have been right behind with us every year. They do wonderful things for this university other than just sell shirts. They are supportive of the school and supportive of everything about it. Dana Capacacha and DTC Investments. Dana Capacacha is one of the greatest Tiger fans I have ever met. And you probably have no idea who he is. And when I say that to everybody listening because Dana's not going to bring attention to himself. And Dana supports this university both in athletics and off the field. And that is important. We need a lot more like him. Ty's Smokehouse. Ty is an Iowa guy, but he believes in this program. He believes in Memphis football. He believes in Memphis athletics. He believes in Memphis. And he's a heck of a guy. If you haven't ate there, you need to go. I'm telling you, it's good. And then our newest sponsor this year, Smith Doyle Contractors, who build just about everything. Do they not there, Drusif?
Just about.
And they built it for just about everybody in the world. So you might want to check them out. Wolf Chase Honda has also sponsored the Wolf Chase Honda this year HRV Mobile Studio, which we will do the show from. We did the show one time from the road this year.
Yes, only one.
Yeah.
Able to get back in time.
Yeah. But next year, looking at the schedule, that ain't going to happen. Odds are I'm doing the show from after Purdue in Cleveland, Ohio. I'll explain that one
And
later.
Gabe might be doing the show with you because I'm definitely going to Purdue.
Oh, okay. See, I'm going to go watch the Angels play, but that's another story altogether. I want to thank Chuck House of Keller Williams Realty, who has got us tickets, Believe Gymnastics, Ty Smokehouse, and all the others who have donated the tickets this year. Again, I want to thank the one person who's responsible for allowing me to play this little game and allows me to get on the road some 6 to 7 times a year, and that's my wife, Sandy. We've been married 36 years, and that woman has put up with more crap than a human being should have to from somebody like me. And we've been together 37 years now, and not married that long, but been together. We met 3 weeks later. I proposed. She said, when you sober up the next morning, ask me again. And here we are, 37 years later. All right, folks. We will do a spring show. So get ready for that. Don't look at me like that.
I didn't know.
And then another guy I got to thank is the one and only Drew Barrett. He puts up with, again, another person who puts up with my crap. I want to thank everybody for listening. Y'all are the reason we do it.
We are Sports 56.
Fox Sports Trending.
LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Road in Philly.
Now he's going to throw down the middle. Got a man. Metcalf makes the catch diving. He is in for a touchdown. Seahawks.
Seahawks radio. Eventually, Seattle wins at Philadelphia 17-9. The Eagles are out. Quarterback Carson Wentz left early with a head injury. Josh McCown was sacked 6 times. Rookie DK Metcalf of the Seahawks finished with 7 receptions, 160 yards, and that score. New Orleans lost at home in overtime. Minnesota advances 26-20 as tight end